Here's something they don't always have is large scale security lighting. Okay, this large scale security lighting. Actually, in the old days, guys used to buy the hell out of that stuff. Whenever it showed up someplace like this, they would buy that and make grow light stuff out of it. But a lot of times they didn't want these big glass housing. Now with LEDs being the new technology and grow lights, this stuff is showing up at the surplus places. But you know, if you're building a little place and you want some street lamps, it's not too hard to retrofit those with not hard at all to retrofit those with the LED stuff and still keep these nice big glass housings. Again, that's for making the retreat places physically attractive enough that people don't mind being there because morale is going to matter. Definitely morale matters in situations like that. So, you know, these big glass housings, it's still a couple $100, but it's an option. And then if you're just looking at on-grid property that you want to have big area lighting, it's available here. These things are, you know, 800-900 a grand new, a couple hundred used here. Sinks and toilets vary a lot. I don't mind using a used sink. $20, $30, $40. Sinks get pretty reasonable here, especially bathroom sinks for some reason. Some of these basin sinks here, they want a little extra money for. I don't know what the story is with that, but the 300 for that. Somebody's fucking joking. I don't know what that shit's about. But you know, 20, 30, $50. I guess it depends a little on the style or whether or not somebody thinks a particular sink is a collector's item. Same with tubs. Okay, we can get tubs real easily. People remodel houses, these big old cast iron things and sheet metal things. Not hard to get a hold of. But they're not all that cheap and they're not all that easy to deal with when we're installing them. I mean, if you want one of these Whirlpool ones that was a couple grand new, great, but they're still a couple hundred used, 300, 375. We can't deal with that shit on off-grid. But you start getting into some of these clawfoot styles, these can be restored and we can do something with that. We can do something with that with wood heated, water heaters and stuff pouring into those. Some of that we can deal with. Old toilets, I can get brand new toilets so reasonably. I don't like dealing with old toilets. I really don't. A lot of times we end up having to replace little shit inside of these things. We never know what's wrong until we took it apart or until we tried to use it and found out some seals were bad. By the time you buy a whole new seal kit, you might as well get a whole new toilet. You know, it's just that if you're trying to be real budget, it can work. The other thing, obviously, composting toilets never show up in a place like this. This is all regular flush stuff. Urinals, I don't have a lot of use for. I mean, come on, man. I know how to aim. I can piss in a regular toilet. Deep sinks for industrial washing gear, that might be worthwhile. $75 for a big metal iron one. That's or $125 for that one, $75 for that one. Looks like a little cosmetic issue up there. Stainless steel kitchen sinks, pretty reasonable. You know, so if we're doing a communal kitchen buildings, like one for every few cabins, that's doable, not a problem. You know, we can work with that. One of those aftermarket bidet things, whatever, a butt washer. Anyway, stainless steel sinks. These are commonly, we get these a lot for the food cart trailers. You know, get some nice big ones for that'd be a good one for like a fish cleaning station. And then cabinets. Cabinets kind of a mixed bag here. Mixed pricing. Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes it's such a hassle to deal with old cabinets. I just prefer to build new ones, but sometimes these things are really cheap. It's really easy to deal with, and people with tiny houses, micro homes, sometimes they'll integrate these old cabinets into them, and they have good luck with it. Sometimes the old cabinet's just so simple Kind of hard to go wrong. That one's 20 bucks. So we're trying to do a little location shed building on a real budget. We can get the cabinetry in, sometimes dirt cheap if you're not incredibly picky about the style. This whole bathroom vanity, 30 bucks. 25 bucks. It just is sometimes, you know, sometimes they took a little damage coming out. But if you're trying to build super cheap and you're not going to be living there full time, it can work. It can work. I feel a little iffy about doing this commercially for money, just because my reputation as a handyman rebuilder guy kind of rides on how stuff looks. But if you're trying to just to be super cheap and just get it to work, and then you can kind of gussy it up later by painting everything, this can be an option. You know, 15 bucks for that. And this isn't available everywhere. But when I haul out material someplace, I can come over here, pick out something that's going to probably look somewhat acceptable, and then roll with it and know that we've got something to work with to take up some space.